Hey, how's it going? Ben here. Great to see you all again. So in this video, I wanted to give you 10 different ways that you can say thank you in English without using the word thank you. Oftentimes when we're communicating English in casual conversation, we don't typically use formal structures. And I find that with thank you a lot. I rarely would say, oh, thank you to someone. In fact, I would use many other words or phrases instead, and I wanted to share some of those with you today. So the first one is probably the most obvious one. I'm sure you probably already know this one, but you can simply shorten thank you to thanks. So maybe someone gives you your coffee that you ordered and you can say, oh, thanks. A little bit informal, perfectly fine, not rude at all. So yeah, you can maybe try just shortening thank you to thanks. The second way is a very English, a very British way to say thank you. I don't know if many Americans would even know what this means, but the second way is to say tar. So I would definitely use this a lot back home in the UK especially. You know, if someone hands you your coffee this time, instead of saying thanks, you say tar. You can get even more British by adding mate to the end of it. So you can say, oh, tar mate. So maybe you can try using tar instead of thank you. Continuing on with the British theme, I am British after all. I think this is even quite specific to Northern England actually. I don't even think this is a common phrase in London or in the south of the UK, but it is quite common in the north of the UK, and I think maybe also Australia, not 100% sure, but you could say cheers. You may have heard this word being used when about to drink, so maybe you would, you know, cheers or salute. So you could say cheers, but we also use cheers to mean thank you. So if someone held the door open for you, you would say cheers. Someone bought you a drink, cheers. Once again, want to add that little bit of extra British spicing, add mate to the end. Cheers, mate. Number 4, very, very Mancunian way to say thank you, and that is to instead say nice one. Okay, so maybe someone does something and you want to show a little bit more excitement, a little bit extra gratitude in the UK, definitely. Then instead of saying thank you, you can say, oh, nice one, nice one. That's brilliant, nice one. So that is another way, another phrase I would use to express gratitude. Certainly back home, I would say, oh, nice one. For number 5, maybe someone does something extra special for you and it really makes you feel good. Instead of just saying thank you, or you could even replace thank you with I appreciate that, I appreciate it, or I appreciate you. So in some circumstances, you could say I appreciate it instead of thank you, especially if someone does something for you. Maybe someone helps you with something at work, maybe someone shares with you some of their work so you don't have to do the work. Then you could say, oh, I really appreciate it. So that is another way that you can show gratitude and another way that you can say thank you in English. I appreciate it. And number 6, a phrase I really like, you could say, I owe you one. So once again, you could show someone gratitude, especially in this case, if they've done something for you, bought something for you, or helped you with a task. You could say, oh, mate, I really owe you one. I owe you one. Thanks for helping me install my new PlayStation 5 on the wall. I owe you one. Thank you for buying me a drink. Thank you for buying me this coffee. Next time it's my turn, I owe you one. So this is another way of saying thanks. You could say, I owe you one. Number 7, a little bit traditional here. You could say, much obliged. So this is a little bit old-timey, I guess. I imagine people saying this more in the past in England. But yeah, it is still a little bit common. You do hear people using this. I would perhaps use this as well. Maybe I would use it in a kind of jokey manner with a friend or family member. Much obliged. So yeah, maybe they make you some dinner. You could say, much obliged. So that could be another way of saying thank you in English. Number 8 is a way of saying thank you, especially when you want to stress the fact that you couldn't have achieved the task without the other person's help. Maybe you're writing a form, or maybe you're building some flat pack furniture from IKEA, and you really needed someone else's help. You couldn't do it on your own. You could say, I couldn't have done that without you. So after completing the task, maybe you make the furniture, you've set the bedroom dresser in the bedroom that you spent all afternoon with your friend who was a great help to you. You could say, I really couldn't have done that without you. So that's another way that you could express gratitude and say thank you. Maybe you would add thank you to the end of that one. You would say, thank you, I really couldn't have done that without you. Thank you so much. Another way to say thank you is to say, I'm really grateful. So I would often say this if someone perhaps gave me a gift. Maybe someone bought you a birthday cake. Maybe someone bought you a very thoughtful birthday present. You could, and you don't know what to say, you could say, oh, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. So that is another way to express thanks in English. I'm really grateful. And at number 10, we have a phrase that expresses a lot of gratitude also, and that is, this means the world to me. So if someone does something that really knocks your socks off, it really impresses you, it means a lot, you can say, this means the absolute world to me. Thank you so much. So that is another way that you could say thank you. Well, thanks very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful. This means the world to me. Hope to see you again. Goodbye.